Hello, welcome to Kylie's Kitchen. Are you on a budget? Do you have a family to feed and you don't want to spend all of your time meal planning and you feel really overwhelmed by that task? Well, this is where you want to be. Here, I make family friendly, budget friendly recipes all day, every day, and I share all of my meal planning tips and tricks to not spend all of your free time meal planning and trying to figure out how you're going to feed your family, where you can do meal prep, meal planning, and we do all the different kinds of recipes, all different styles of cooking, and I show you my tips and tricks, and I'm going to share all of my meal planning secrets. And if you want to learn any and all of that, please like and subscribe to this and every other video that I have on my channel, and you'll get to see all of my new content and learn all of the fun things that I have to offer. Let's talk about grocery shopping on a budget, okay? Alright. I have a few tips for how to shop when you have a very strict budget, and some tips about how to stay under that budget and plan your meals in a way that you aren't going to go over that budget. If you have a very strict specific dollar amount that you cannot go over or spend more than, okay? I have a lot of experience with this. I have to do this a lot. We have gotten to the point where in the past year, well, I don't have to shop as strictly on a budget, but there are those months occasionally where you have a bunch of unplanned expenses, things happen, and you end up having a much more strict budget than you planned for some of the things like grocery shopping and that sort of thing. Totally fine, totally manageable. We take it all in stride, and we know the next month's not going to be as tight, and it'll be fine. Okay. So, I have a few tips and I have a few things that I want to talk about when it comes to doing grocery shopping on a very strict budget. So for this past week, or for this last time I went grocery shopping, I had a strict budget. I needed to spend under $70, like $70 was the hard cutoff, for about a week and a half's worth of meals. Okay, and on this economy, I mean, that's not a very big budget. I understand that you might have an even stricter budget than that, and that is perfectly fine. I've also done it on a stricter budget, and I know that it is possible. It can be difficult, and sometimes you have to adjust where you're shopping and what types of meals that you're doing, and make some sacrifices when it comes to buying fresh fruits and vegetables, seasonings, and things like that. Okay. Number one is going to be know what meals that your family normally eats are going to be the most budget friendly and cost effective. I have meals on my master list that I know are $10 or less, even if there is some give and take of what things are going to cost. Okay, so you need to have those types of meals. And those are the meals that you're going to be taking from. You're going to be taking from the $10 or less, $7 or less, $5 or less meals for your budget, for your meal planning. And you're going to put together a list of those meals. Okay? Second thing you're going to do, you're going to look at what meals you can make but of high volume. Okay? High volume meaning that they make a lot. They make enough that you can have leftovers so that you can eat it either for lunches for the next couple of days, so you don't have to plan extra meals for lunches, or you can eat it for lunch and dinner again the next day. So it does 2 days worth of meals. You know your family and you know what sort of volume you need to be able to do that. So you're going to look at high volume meals. High volume meals are going to be ones that have more fillers, because fillers, that's what we say, like rice and beans and those types of things added into your protein, those make things go farther. Potatoes is another good one. So if you're low on a budget, you want to go towards those types of things, okay? High volume meals, all right? I'm looking to, as well, fill everyone up with a smaller portion if possible too. So the more of those types of things that you add into your protein, the more filling it's going to be. So it's going to go farther. If you have your meals done, you're going to look at your pantry. You're going to see what sort of things you already have in your pantry and that you can use to either substitute those meals, make things work, whatever it may be, okay? Maybe you have a bunch of bread and you're going to use that instead of hamburger buns and hot dog buns and all of that stuff this week, okay? Maybe you do have a bunch of like hamburger buns and stuff. I had a bunch of hamburger buns left over from our cookout, so I'm using those up. You can use those in sandwiches. You can use those whatever it is. Bread is bread, okay? Especially when you're on a strict budget. Bread is bread. Use it however you need to use it, okay? Pasta is pasta, okay? Maybe you don't have spaghetti noodles, but you have penne pasta, whatever other kind of pasta. You can use that the same. It's pasta is pasta, okay? There's many other examples in that thing, but you kind of get the idea, okay? Those ingredients that are multi-purpose, those things that you can substitute in so you have less things to buy, okay? So you're going to make your grocery list, all right? You're going to make your grocery list in this fashion, all right? You're going to do it prioritized, all right? We're going to first put down the things that you absolutely need to be able to make the meals that you need and want to make for your family for the next week, 2 weeks, whatever it is you're planning out, okay? The absolute necessities. Your protein, your fillers, whatever, in that order, okay? So, so you're making sloppy joes. I know I need a protein and I need my sauce, okay? I have buns, great. I have bread, great. We don't need that, all right? We don't need to put that in there. That's it. That's what we need. We're going to do all of that. The mains are what we're going to focus on first. We're just going to get down our mains. So our proteins and our fillers and what we need to make that main dish. First thing on there. Then you're going to add in the other things that come along. For example, your milk and your other sort of things that you ingredients, as I call them, all-purpose ingredients in that way. Then you're going to add those in. Then we're going to go to low priority items, okay? Our sides, things like that. So your sides, maybe your seasonings, anything that falls into, I can make the meal without this, but it would be better with this, if that makes sense, okay? So say you're making chicken fried rice. Rice vinegar and sesame oil makes it better, right? Do we absolutely need it? No. But we can put it on the list, and it's just a low priority item. It's the last thing in the store that we're even going to look at and think of buying, okay? And that's how we're going to fashion our grocery list, in that manner. Next thing is, when you get to the grocery store, you're going to have a calculator, use a calculator on your phone, whatever it is. You're going to need a calculator. You're going to get all of your high priority items, your absolute need items, the ingredients that you can't make your main part of your meal without. You're going to go get those. You're going to use your calculator. You're going to add up the prices as you put stuff in your cart, okay? You're going to add up the price. You're going to add it in. Alright, so this comes a little tricky part. I shop from the commissary, or I'm living overseas and I'm in Germany right now. Taxes is included in prices wherever I go. It's either included or it's tax exempt, right? So I don't have to worry about taxes right now. But when I used to do this shopping at Walmart or things like that, for example, the way you can figure out the exact tax percentage for items where you live and be really exact like that. But I would always just round up. I would round up. It's $1.20, okay, it's $2. It's 85 cents, it's $1, or it's $1.10, okay? So, because it's better for me to have a little bit extra at the end than not have enough, okay? So I always round it up when I was doing that. So we're going to add up. We're going to go get all the things that we absolutely need, and then we're going to look at our numbers and see if we have any money left over. And then we're going to start getting some of the other stuff that would be nice to have. A lot of that for me is usually convenience items like applesauce pouches for my son, juice for my son, things like that we don't need, but they're nice to have. Because like I can make snacks for him, you know, like that's not a problem. But it's nice to have applesauce pouches. It's nice to have juice boxes. it's nice to have those things. So those are the last things I buy. But if I have a little money left over, I would absolutely buy those for him. No problem. Um, I'm always, no, don't get me wrong. I always have snacks for my son, always have things. It's just a matter of those convenience items, those things that you don't absolutely need. I'll buy applesauce for him, but I just won't always buy pouches because they're more expensive. Okay. So that is what we're going to do. Okay? The same way when we go to checkout. However you are checking out, whatever you're doing there, you're going to make sure that the high priority items get scanned first, okay? And make sure those go through, they get scanned first. You're going to look at the thing, you're going to see, okay, that's where we're going. And then you're going to start putting the rest of the stuff up there, scanning it, whatever it is. Alright? Because we want to make sure that we get our proteins, we want to make sure we get our fillers, we want to make sure we get the things we need to make our meals. Alright? But in case we did math wrong or, misfigured, we want to make sure that that's covered and we have the money for that and we're good. And then we can put the rest of the stuff up there and get it scanned. There's only been a couple of times that I've had to put stuff back because either my math was wrong or it rung up a different price than what I saw on the shelf. I was probably looking at the wrong thing, whatever it may be. It's only happened a few times. But I still like to do that peace of mind thing and know that the first things scanned and have gone through are the things that I need the most. Okay? Totally understand and empathize with the anxiety of going up to that checkout and wondering if you're going to have enough money, wondering if that card payment is going to go through, wondering if it's going to get declined, wondering if you're going to have to put stuff back because you thought you had this amount in your card and it ended up being lower than that, whatever it is. I totally understand those anxieties. I empathize with that, and I've had to deal with that. And we're in a better place than like we were, we were working our way up, but it's not to say that we don't still have those months and those weeks that things get tight. You never know what things may happen. We had stuff that went on with our dog. We had to go to the vet like 12 times within like a 2-month period. And that vet bill really added up, okay? And you don't always plan for those things. Like, you plan for small emergencies, but you don't plan for your dog to go to the vet 12 times in 2 months. Like, that's not something you plan for. You plan to even maybe, have car repairs, happen, or get a flat tire, but you don't plan for, like, whole freaking car to break down and needing a new engine or something like that. Those things happen, even when you do plan and you do have emergency funds and, things, we all have tough times, okay? And some of us have a lot more tough times than others because we live on a tighter rein on a day-to-day basis than others do, so that when little things go wrong, it affects us a lot more. And so it's nice to have these skills and to know these things that help us to be able to navigate those tough times and take a little bit of stress off of it. Both me and my husband, we both know how to get the most out of a buck, and especially when it comes to putting food on our table and putting the necessities in our life and saving up for the things that we want to do. We know how to stretch things, we know how to get a good deal, and we know that you don't have to pay a lot of money to have nice things, to do fun things, make memories, all of that. It doesn't take a lot of money to do things, but it does take money, and if you do, know how to ship it. I hope that this helped, maybe just one person that was wondering how they were gonna make $50 last for the whole week for meals, or wondering how they were gonna do this, how they were gonna shop, all of that. I hope it helps someone. I really do. And I would be happy to talk about this more and happy to go into more detailed things. These are just the things that come to mind the most, and I think are the most helpful and are the most prominent for me that I think about when I am shopping with a very strict, tight budget. Okay? And I did want to reiterate I spent $66 for the groceries that I got the other day for about a week and a half's worth of meals. It's about 8 to 9 meals depending on how far we stretch it and leftovers and stuff. That is accounting for having leftovers for some of those meals. I just wanted to be sure that that is that. Okay, that's accounting for having leftovers and stretching things as well. Like this is not an abundance. No, this is a stretching type of budget. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure, and that is for our family of 3 right now. Yeah, there's 3 of us right now. Family of 3, $66, about a week and a half's worth of meals. So, and I'd be happy to show receipts, and I can talk about what I got and what meals I planned. I just wasn't going to go into detail with this particular video, but I'd be happy to talk about it. Tonight I am making Sloppy Joes, which is about a 3-ingredient meal, and we still have some sides left over from the cookout, so that's what I'm serving with it tonight, and we're getting it done.